darkest feeling deepest. Noble enough to see the world. Map to find the key once lost. To save the many strength. Darkest feeling deepest. Noble enough to see the world. Map to find the key once lost. To save the many strength. Darkest feeling deepest. Noble enough to see the world. Map to find the key once lost.
Welcome, everyone, to another episode. In the last episode, we found out about some mysterious Underdark ruins. Rizura got in a punch-up with a spider lady. Alex, Dennis, and Allah went on a lovely little date with their, special someones. Fiona did some paperwork and had a meeting with Sashalas, who casually mentioned that, why not become a god, I mean, why not? And Kagura found the legendary location of something that was left in the Underdark ruins, deep below the city, locked behind a door that is naturally locked because that's what locked doors are. Anyway, Alex, would you like to start us off? What are you doing?
Alrighty. Let's see now. Here we're talking. he returns to the demiplane, which I assume everyone's there. Like everyone's chilling in the demiplane.
Suppose so.
I imagine so. Yeah.
All right. And he does get everyone. Well, he gets everyone together and explains what Viren has asked of him. And well, he goes through. He says basically, all of us won't be going down there. I'm just going to need to take at least maybe 2 to 3 people with me to check it out and see what exactly it is. I don't expect us to get into any fights or anything like that, but still. So, my thought process was I'll take Razura and Rura with me. Maybe another one if anyone would like to volunteer, but the rest of you can just stay back while we go and investigate.
I should also mention this. Allah, do you remember you weigh like 300 pounds?
Well, it's 500, but yeah.
Rura looks a little uncertain. She goes, we're just investigating, right?
Yes, it's just an investigation, so don't worry about it.
Things never go as we expect, though.
Well, if it does, we'll immediately book it out of there. I have no intention of fighting there.
And why are we going down there again?
Because Virna asked me to investigate it, and she wants to know what's down there.
You sure you didn't want to take me along with that one?
I'd like to, Allah, but unfortunately the way down is a collapsed stairwell, and the only way down is either a flying spell or a rope. And, well, unfortunately, I don't think you could climb down a rope, and you only have one use of a flying spell, correct?
I have 2.
2?
Yep.
Well, I suppose we could definitely take you along, if that's fine.
I'll leave it to you. Your discretion.
Let's see. Fighter, ranged combat, and spellcaster. He looks like he's just going over it in his head. He's like, alright, yeah, I think that works. Just the four of us will be good. Oh yeah, that's right, healer. Like I said, we're not likely going to be encountering anything, but yeah, that's right, Mercy. Well, we should all probably make sure that we're stocked up on healing potions, but Allah, that thing we talked about before, we should definitely go and take care of that before we head out, with Mercy.
You might have to remind me. It's been a while since we talked.
About Felicia.
Oh, alright, yeah. We do need to get something like that, don't we?
Yeah, that reminds me. Dennis, how good are you on gold?
Sufficient.
Define sufficient.
7.6 thousand.
Alright, that's good. Meaning, you'll come with... No, first off, Grazura, Rura, you guys hang around the Syndicate Manor and we'll come and pick you up, alright? Me, Alar, and Dennis need to go to Mercy's to figure a couple of things out.
Oh, I don't like that place, but fine.
Look, it's run by good people now. I know it unnerves you, but don't worry. They're friendly. You'll be fine.
Now? But, okay, fine.
Look, we won't be long, I promise, okay? And, well, yeah, Grazura's with you. She'll protect you.
Rura just kind of gives a bit of a pout. She goes, I can protect myself, but fine. I know.
You're also still wearing a dress.
Oh,
Oh,
little
man.
sis.
It's at this moment it's at this moment Alex realizes, and he's like, "That's a nice dress. Why are you wearing it, though?"
Rura just blushes and points at Alar.
Our only beams.
You got good taste.
I'll try my best.
Rura runs to her room to go change into her armor and her regular outfit.
No.
Do you want me to go down to a dark place that could ruin this dress, big sis? Yeah, exactly. And she goes in her room.
All right, well, you two go and wait around Syndicate Manor. That's probably where our excursion team will be waiting for us as well. Well, so as I said, Alar, and Dennis will go to Mercy's and take care of what it is we need to.
Rura walks out of her room all dressed in a regular outfit. She goes, much better. And then she messes up the hairdo that Lara fixed up into her regular look. And she goes, all right, we'll go.
Lara looks rather hurt by this.
You can redo it later. She doesn't sound very convincing in this. She's just telling Alara so stuff. She doesn't get mad.
She looks heartbroken.
Why can't I go on my regular clothes? I don't get it.
Because it's about finesse, Rura.
I don't want the finesse.
All right, well, we'll
As they're
see you
having
two later.
that conversation, you head on to Mercy's. As you open the door, the familiar Ringen yokai greets you with a smile and a waving motion of his arms wide. Alex! Oh, it is good to see you all. I suppose that means this whole wall business is over then?
More or less, yeah. Yeah, but it's good to see you again,
wonderful,
Mercy.
wonderful. I have got to tell you about things. I've got some brand new stock. Like we've got this warning enchantment that you can put on specific weapons. We also have a +3 enchantment. You know, it's a little basic, but some people are basic bitches, you know? And then we've got this Dragon Slayer sword, and we've got staff swarming insects, and yes, indeed, that was a swear. But you're not here, so...
Alright. Well, not too bad. You've definitely expanded your little magical know-how, haven't you?
Well, what can you say except the only one that profits in a war is merchants?
I'm sure. Anyway, so, my friends and I here are just coming in to make a few quick purchases. We would like a spell scroll of scrying and a let's see, what else do we need? A magical focus that's an arcane focus that's at least 1,000 gold, I believe.
All right. Well, because
Dennis is nodding, and he also says, "Actually, could I borrow the scroll of scrying? I don't actually need it. I just need to borrow it to copy."
Mercy's smile slowly falls, and then he says, "No, that's called stealing, hun."
He reaches into his bag and pulls out Indexter.
Teaching you the scroll means I can no longer sell it to you. It's a part of business. I'm afraid you have to buy the scroll.
I see. Okay, my bad. We'll buy it then.
Alright, let me just see. So, a scroll of scrying is, I believe it's a rare scroll.
3rd level spell.
Yes, so it's either uncommon or rare. Let me just...
It's a 5th level.
Yeah, it's 5th level. So it is rare.
Oh, there you go.
Okay, Well, scrying is such a valuable scroll. I'm sure you are all aware of this. Now,
We are aware.
You will need the focus as well. I'm sure you want to buy that for that specific purpose. As I'm pretty sure that's why you want the focus, yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. So, let's see. So a spell scrying, and you want a focus. You see him tapping his finger as he thinks this over. I would say around 5,000 gold would do it. And taking into account your membership loyalty program, that means you get a 10% discount. So you get, so that's 4,500 in total.
All right.
And that'll include the
Dennis?
scroll and the spell focus.
All right. Dennis, are you happy with paying that, or shall we split this up amongst us?
Well, I could pay for it, but then again, this is a party thing, so I think it would be more fair if we actually split it to a degree.
All right, hang on. Calculator, 4,500.
You should ask
divide
everyone
by-
out of characterly first to make sure they're okay with it.
I'm just getting prepared. So yeah, he looks to everyone. Well, out of character, is the three of us here okay with splitting the cost between us?
Yeah.
If we split the cost,
Mhm.
we each only need to pay 1,500.
Okay.
I'm good with that.
Yep.
All right.
Alright.
So yeah, Alex turns around and says, "Okay, well I'll pay each 1,500."
I also do sell the wizard paper and the special ink to copy it into your book if you need.
Ah, yes, I need to do that.
For the standard rate. I'm sure you know it.
Mm-hmm. Let's see.
So basically, if you need to get the paper for it, just take the money out. I trust you. You know, take the money out,
Mm-hmm.
etc., etc. With that said, is there anything else you would like to buy this fine day?
I do got some shopping, actually.
Oh yes? What would you like?
She would hand over the crossbow after she reviews the list. Would you be able to add a speed enchantment to this?
A crossbow with the speed enchantment. Which crossbow is this? Is it just a
The hand crossbow. Yeah, it's a basic.
Okay, so speed enchantment. Well, let's see. This isn't magical in any way, so yes, indeed, I can absolutely add this enchantment. It will take roughly 2 days, but if you give me an extra 50 gold, I will consider it a rush job and give it to you in 24 hours. How does that sound?
I'd rather take the 2 days.
Alright, that'll be
Not a
done.
rush.
That'll be 4,000 gold then.
Alrighty. Next, I would like. What is your enchantment cost to make my armor magical?
Just to make it magical?
Yeah, just to give it a +1, basically.
A +1. Oh, that'll be around 600 gold.
Even for the shield?
Each, that is.
Okay, 600 each. What about for a +2?
A +2, as you can see on our new stock, is... let me see, what did I put it? Yeah,
You put a +3, so.
okay. That'll cost you around 3,000.
Okay, I'll +2 the armor and I'll +1 the shield.
Alright, he takes your coin, and...
So that is 3,600 total, I'm guessing.
Yep, You're making me a lot of money. I might be able to open a new shop soon. I was actually thinking of taking my shopping to a little island that's called the Grimlock. You know, pirates tend to like their magical items.
And well, is that neutral ground?
Currently, yes. It's there is a neutral area on the island, but I can't tell you anymore. It's all very. They like to keep their secrets, that island.
Very
Okay.
hush hush.
So this will take 24 hours or 2 days as well for both those, right?
Yes, the enchantments will take 2 days each. It takes some time to properly enchant them.
Okay. So I'm not gonna have any armor then for a little bit.
But if you pay an extra 50 gold per item, I can reduce the time from 6 days to 3.
Thought it was 2 days to like 24 hours.
Yeah, but there's 3 items.
Oh, so you're okay. Well, at that point, yeah, I'm gonna pay the 50 gold for each.
Alright, so that's an extra 150 gold.
Okay.
He smiles and then he steps back and opens the door behind him, and he says, "Hey, Mercy 2, could you please enchant these items? It's a rush order." And you see a second Mercy walk in, and this Mercy is actually bright blue, and they take the items, they give you a smile and a bow, and they say, "Pleasure meeting you." And then he heads back in through the door, and Mercy closes the door.
Simulacrum, right?
Oh yes, I couldn't afford the one that gives you 4 copies, but well, you only need 1 for this sort of thing.
Fair enough. But yes, let's see. Oh yeah, there's 2 things I do want to personally purchase. I'd like to snag a. Let's see. I like to grab 2 potions of greater healing from you.
Oh yeah, that reminds me. Alarm, you get a free potion of healing because you made 3 purchases.
Okay, just 1 regular potion of healing.
Yep. 2
Okay.
4 plus 2.
Got it.
So what did you want again, Alex?
2 potions of greater healing.
Of course, that'll be 100 gold each. With your 10% discount, that equals 180 gold.
All right. I'll just give me a minute. Sorry, I need to do quick calculations. Take 180, you said?
Yes, 180 for 2 greater healing potions.
Alright. Cutting it close here, but... oh, wait. Yeah, Alex just hands over the money.
Alright, he takes it. And there was one other thing you wished to do, yes?
Yes, at least for me personally. He leans into Mercy and, giving his friendly smile. So he says that discussion we had a while ago.
Oh, about how I'm able to put this humble store in every city, every major city in Mayhem?
Yes. Well,
Alright.
and he produces the 3,000 gold. If I'm not satisfied with the answer, I will want my money back.
Well, we'll see, but I think you'll be very satisfied with the answer. And he looks to everyone in the store. I'm gonna need to ask everyone to kindly exit the shop for 5 minutes. This is a private matter, I'm sure you understand.
Very well.
Does everyone in the shop leave? Except
Yep.
Alex?
Yep.
Alright, you notice a few other patrons standing outside awkwardly as Mercy closes the door and flips the sign from open to closed. Now, I'm sure once I tell you this trick, it will all make sense to you. And he's currently holding the gold and he simply says, "We are in a demiplane currently."
Well, I could guess that.
And each door in each of the places in each of the cities leads directly into the demiplane. Each of the doors is its own key into the demiplane.
Mm-hmm.
So when one opens the door, they're also opening the demiplane. And because I've got all their traps ready and prepared so that no one can rob this place, and because I'm always standing in front of this shop, no one can rob me, and I am able to keep them open without worry of someone trying to steal from me, as the only entrances are the ones I've made.
So, your secret to teleportation, he puts it in quotation marks, is just simply demiplanes and doors all over the island.
Precisely. But calling it teleportation makes it easier to trick people into how it works.
Well, I'm not going to lie, that is a little disappointing.
Still, it's effective, is it not?
Yes, for this island, but, well, it's a bit of a hassle to just set up a demiplane all on its own.
Well,
I suppose if it really had to come down to it, we could create a sort of central hub for the travel, but...
I mean, you're welcome to use my demiplane now. You've paid the 3,000 after all.
Is that just simply me, or me and my associates?
Oh, you can allow your associates through as well, as long as you don't explain how it works. And I will know if you've explained how it works, so I trust you'll keep it a secret.
Well, if there's one thing I'm good at, it's keeping secrets. He gives Messi a wink.
So yeah, you're welcome to use any of my stores to quickly travel around the island. And thank you for your business. And he hands you a potion of healing, and he takes the gold and switches the sign back to open and heads back behind the desk.
Before he does give a friendly businessman hug to Messi. He says, "No, thank you, my friend."
Oh, you are one of my best customers. Have a wonderful day.
Just a customer, huh? Well, I suppose there's no better advertisement.
I'm sorry. Friend.
Well.
Forgive me,
You haven't
I'm still on the clock and in business, so my mouth slipped. But yes, we are very dear friends.
Well, I would personally like to consider us friends, yes, but perhaps that's a bit naive of me.
Well, you haven't taken me out on a date first, and I believe you're taken. He gives a wink.
Well, she has said so that she wouldn't mind as long as I am hers and hers alone. He's clearly joking.
Mercer gives a laugh, and he puts the money away and then says, "You have a wonderful day, my friend."
You too, Mercy. Thanks again.
Ciao.
And Alex leaves.
Alright, anything anyone else wants to do with Mercy?
Our character, what was the spell focus, or are we just saying it was a spell focus?
It's,
anything that scrying requires. A crystal a crystal orb, a mirror, anything you want, really. It's personal preference.
It's a small plastic card with a gem in it and a small label to the left of the gem that says spell focus. You got a credit card, mate.
Credit card, the ultimate spell focus.
Anyway.
Which actually, holy shit! When you think about the gold costs of spells, that actually makes a lot of sense. Anyway,
We
sorry.
lost someone. There he is.
Hello?
Don't know why it crashes like that.
Anywho, do you guys head back to the demi-plane?
Mm-hmm.
Seems like we got everything in order.
Alright. You got your items?
So just double checking, is this spell focus is currently only good for scrying, yes?
Well, it's a spell focus. You can use it for any
Yeah,
other spells as long as it's
you can use it for everything.
Even other things that require a cost?
For things that require a spell focus of X amount, and that amount is lower than that spell focus, yes.
Ooh.
Because the spell focus isn't consumed. It's like how you can use a pearl to constantly identify.
Okay. So this is anything that's at least 1,000 gold pieces.
It's not a material, it's a spell focus, Dennis. It allows you to cast the spell.
Okay.
If we're talking material components, you're going to need to go looking for those yourself, because this is just a card with it. Never mind. Anyway,
Let me
getting
put
off
it
track.
this way. You can use it to cast scrying. You can use it to cast fireball. You can use it to cast mage hand.
Okay. A really expensive focus. Okay.
Yes. Anyway,
Yeah.
you guys
But yeah,
scurry away your items and then you head back out and meet up with the others, I'm guessing.
we'll deal with Felicia once this major thing is done.
I gotta wait 3 days for all my items, don't I?
Oh wait, that. Since you're waiting for those items, this is actually a really good time. Like I didn't think this would come in handy. There's that studded leather armor +1.
Okay. Guess I wear that.
I mean, it's better than nothing.
Yeah.
Alright. So, are you guys ready to head down then?
Yep.
Yep.
Alright. So, the party, just to confirm this, the party is Allah, Rura, Alex, and Grisura. No one else?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, us four.
Alright. So, Dennis, I can hear someone typing.
Sorry.
So, you all make your way to the entrance that Vienna unlocked for you. The door open and waiting for you, and you slowly begin to descend down the stone cavern, occasionally broken by several little steps, where the curve down was a little bit steeper. Down, down, and down you go. you begin to see stalactites and stalagmites. Stalactites holding on tight to the ceiling. Stalagmites, well, they might poke you in the ass.
Twerp.
As we're traveling down, Alex does turn to everyone and he says, "Okay, we're heading deeper in everyone, but there was something that I need to talk to all of you about."
What's going on?
Alaneth and I were having a conversation a while ago before we headed here, and he said that if we were heading down here, that he only had one piece of advice for us: stay quiet. So, whatever we find, we all have to communicate silently. Okay?
I don't like that, but okay.
Remember, quiet. Okay, let's keep going.
Now, who here can't see in the dark?
Me.
I can't.
And I don't think Razura can either.
Grisura can, Alex can, Alarin, and Alarin Rura can't.
You.
Alright.
Can I have the goggles of night vision, or do you need that?
Yeah, you can have the goggles of night vision.
Alright, so how are you preventing yourself from tripping from the darkness? Like, have you lit something?
I believe I have a torch, so I think I might do that.
Alright, just remember that the torches do get used.
Actually, you know what? Alar hands him back the night goggles. She'll use her flame tongue.
Alright.
Flame tongue.
Use that.
Yeah,
Use that as a torch.
Yeah, that gives me 40 feet of light and additional 40 feet of dim light.
Alright.
That's bigger than a torch.
Not bad.
So, Grisura's rolling stealth. Is anyone else going to roll stealth?
Kind of hard for me to roll stealth. Gonna be honest.
Yeah, you have disadvantage on hard surfaces because you're a centaur.
And it's not that, because I'm also having a giant fuck-off light beam.
Well, yeah.
Twerp.
Clop, clop. But your ears also go clop, clop. Alright.
I really can't roll stealth.
So, Alar isn't rolling stealth. So, okay.
I have Pass Without Trace, so I could bounce around the spot help you out.
I just don't think if you can see a light in the darkness, you should be able to find Alar. That's basically how I see it.
Alright. So, finally, you seem to reach what it appears to be the end of the cavern. It slowly begins to spread out, like something had pulled the cavern open, and then you step out into this massive dome cavern that is so far across, no one can see the other side. But from the curve of the ceiling, those of you who can see the ceiling, that is, you can tell that it clearly goes for like maybe 500, 1,000 feet. This is a big cavern. The real odd features you notice in the cavern are those small pillars that appear to be carved out of the very rock that the cavern is made up of, and they seem to go from the ground to the very ceiling. And you notice that they are remarkably well maintained, not a crack on them, which is in stark contrast to the ruins and stony buildings around them. The buildings in question appear to have been carved out of the very stone that makes up the ground, some of them descending down a bit, some of them rising up where there was likely a rock of some kind. All of them in ruins. A few are still remarkably standing, but they're absolutely cracked and broken and look as if a single tap would make them crumble out of existence. But what catches your eye the most, other than those features, as you're walking through the quiet, dusty streets, are the murals. Faded colored murals of black-skinned elves with white hair. You can't
Drow.
really make out any details of what the murals used to be, but they all seem to be indicating towards some sort of massive hole wall. In some pictures it's depicted as an actual mouth. And in one of the murals, one of the more well-maintained ones, that appears to be showing a path. You see a single name. The Pit.
Do you think something's living down here?
Yep. Rua says right away with an uneasy smile on her face. I think so.
I mean, if anything is, it's like, well, keeping it low. Alex whispers, "If anything is living down here, it's just simply a monster. I don't think anyone with, I don't know, intelligence lives down here." But it's interesting though that the pillars that seem to hold everything up are very well maintained, or at least they've just taken a long time to, well, decay. But and all of this, there's like writing on the walls and stuff. Yes.
Yeah, but most of it is too faded to make out. Like, you would have to roll an investigation to try and discern some of it, or you can roll survival or nature to determine something else, but I'm not telling you what it is.
You mind if I... Pardon?
Sorry. Go ahead.
You mind if I, survival or, investigation? Well, survival is my better stat, so, mind if I roll that?
Go for it, but yeah. Investigation to examine the murals, survival or nature to determine the thing.
I want to investigate the mural, but... sorry, I mean... Nekuar, what's your modifier for stuff like survival and nature?
6 and 4.
6 and 4, okay. Damn.
I'll just inspire Grazura instead, though.
Okay.
And I'll inspire you as well afterwards, but we'll wait until Grazura rolls.
Alright. Grazura, you take survival.
Okay, go for it.
Roll. Roll.
I have a 6, but yeah, it doesn't matter. I'm going to give you a D10 too, so use that.
Alright, roll
well,
your D10.
Even if she rolls a 1, that'd be enough, so... Okay. Grizura, you've not traveled underground a lot, but you have traveled underground a little bit with the whole Colosseum thing. And you're not 100% sure, but from the way the pillars look and the sheer size of it, you are near certain that this massive this massive ruin is directly underneath Prosh.
Well, directly under Prush, huh? I suppose that goes without saying. Still, just look at this. If it weren't for the pillars, you think the entirety of Prush would come collapsing down?
That's what I was thinking. If they're so well maintained, there has to be a reason why. I mean, this could basically be the support structure of the whole city.
Maybe that's why Jule had people come down here. Just to make sure that the city doesn't sink. Oh. Well, I suppose if I had to take a guess, maybe, well, there's a lot of mules of what seems to be drow here. Maybe this is where they came from? Or at least a place they originally called home? It's difficult to tell, honestly. Alex goes to examine the murals. He's going to be rolling investigation.
Go for it. Well, when you're ready, you have a D10.
Yeah. Yep, thank you, Allah. Alright, investigation. I'm going to roll a D10, regardless.
As you go to examine one of the murals, you accidentally touch it and it crumbles to dust.
Oof.
I'm a fucking idiot.
Swear.
I didn't realize your investigation was a -1.
I didn't think I would roll a 1. I'm sorry for wasting your inspiration.
You're fine.
I mean, this is what it's for anyway, but still.
Let's see here. Is there any other part of the mural that's still like legible?
There's dozens of these murals. There's like hundreds, thousands. Like, if you were to walk 5 feet, you'd find another one. They're all over the city, though most of them are very faded and broken and.
I'm gonna get a crack at investigating it then.
Alright, but this is the last investigation I'm allowing.
Okay.
Just because, yeah.
That's fine.
Alright. From what you can tell, the murals used to tell the story of how the drow survived the calamity and how they slowly went from being under the ground to taking over Prosh, and that it was tradition for dead to be thrown off into what is only called the pit, and that the pit is where all children were sent to prove themselves. They weren't thrown off it. There's a stair. There was a stair down to it.
Alright. According to this knowledge of these murals, I'm guessing the pit is the home of the undead. People go down there to prove themselves.
So, sort of like a.
I should mention this. The children you're seeing being taken down are like toddlers, like babies, like still wrapped up in a blanket, young.
They're sending infants down there, though. That's where I'm a little concerned on.
Well, understandable. That's. Yeah, took the words out of my mouth, Grisura.
Can we go now?
Just
Girl looks really uneasy and kind of scared.
keep your courage about you, okay? Just look a little more, and then we'll turn back.
Allah and Guzura, since her perception is so high, and Guzura, since she was actively looking, you're listening to the city, and there's nothing. That's as quiet as the grave. The only sound you hear are the very occasional echo of your voices because of how big the cave is.
Rui looks shocked to Grizzle. She goes, "We can't blow it up. The city's on top." And then she covers her beak quickly because she kind of yelled that out.
Yes, exactly. We can't do it, and plus there's history here too. History that needs to be recorded, from what I can tell.
Very much so.
You do understand how big Prosh is, right, Grisura? It is massive. It took Allah exhausting herself just to get us across the city without getting caught. Moving people would take a very long time, and let's not forget that there are factions. Look, it was locked for a reason. Whatever's down here hasn't got out yet. So if something does live down here, look, I understand your concerns, and they are very valid. Just bear with us, all right? We need to know what it is Fiona wants to know what's down here, and we need to make sure that we cover all our bases.
I mean, if it's been here for a while, then maybe it's not too harmful.
Look, just look out for each other, all right? All right, girls? We're all down here together because I trust you all to watch each other's backs and to watch mine. So, keep your wits about you, stay strong, and we'll get out of it. And if anything happens, we'll get out of this, okay?
I still don't like this. Fine.
Do you guys start to move towards the pit?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Give me a second, neighbors are slamming the doors. Okay, I think they stopped. So, you slowly make your way through the streets, the only sounds being your own echoing back to you. The occasional tap echoing out between buildings that were semi-intact. The clipping and clopping of Allah's hooves. Your own breath. But finally, you see something slowly fading into view. Well, it would be easier to say you see things almost being swallowed. As you approach and get closer to the pit, it appears as if the entire city has been sliced in half, almost. Not to say the buildings are any less decrepit and ruined, and they do stop close to the edge of the pit. But a sheer, straight cliff, it goes from straight horizontal to immediately vertical, sits there. You can see the edge of the dome slowly sliding back into view as it begins to form back into the wall and descend into the pit. You cannot see what's at the bottom. There is only darkness, even for Alex. A small staircase has been honed into the rock, standing on both pillars attached to the rock and by supports. It appears to be made out of a different kind of rock, and is absolutely crumbling apart. It looks as if a single footstep on it would cause the entire thing to crash to the ground. Nearby it, you can see a small python, the rock climbing thing, the piton.
To anchor the rope.
Yeah, attached to a rope that looks very old and faded, and just descends into the darkness. Shortly below the rope, if you dare to glance over the edge, you notice it's been cut. The rope doesn't descend any further.
Does it look like the rope snapped, or was it actually cut?
Clean cut.
Someone cut the rope.
Additionally, I just want to mention this. The sheer cliff is so sharp you could actually cut yourself on it. Like it's a straight L shape.
Wait a minute. Alex does look at the sheer cut, and he looks it up back and forth, and he looks to everyone with sort of like a look that's mixture of realization and curiosity. Do you think this is where perhaps Mayhem cut where Elnath cut off the rest of Mayhem?
I'm not sure that would make much sense in that regard.
Well, I suppose not, but just look at how sharp the cut is. This is unnatural. Something had to have done this. This isn't just the ground splitting apart in an earthquake. This is like a giant came through here and just chopped something off.
I agree on that regard. However, I don't think this is Elnath's doing. Rather, this is something that's a lot more dangerous currently. Right now, because if it was Elnath, then this would be the edge of the island that we're on.
This is kind of concerning, but I'll talk to him about it later. I'll see what I can get out of him. Okay, so it seems like for the moment this may be where it stops, but for those of us who can fly, are you brave enough to take the plunge, or shall we turn back?
We were just, as much as I don't want to do this, she gives a bit of a narrowed look. I am curious, because if this is something that is probably stronger than my savior, then this might not be a good thing.
All right. Okay. You, well, you're the more experienced flyer, Rura, so quickly take a dive down there and tell us if you can gauge how far down it goes. Just as a scout, if you could, please.
She can't see right now. I'm holding the torch.
Yeah, so you guys would have to go down with her.
Yeah, all right.
I can't carry the torch down with me?
You can use your own torches if you want to, but it's only 60 feet, I believe.
Yeah, that's what I was going to do.
Alright, you can do that.
What about the goggles of night? Allah gave them back, didn't she?
Yeah, I didn't need them.
Say Aurora could just pop on the goggles of night.
Alright. You can now see up to, I believe it's
60 feet.
Okay, so Rura secures the goggles. She goes, these are comfortable. All right, then. And she takes a big, uneasy breath, and then she opens her wings and then starts to descend down a little. Just a little.
Do you keep the wall in view? Or do you just...
Yes.
Okay.
No, I'm sitting close to the wall.
Okay.
So that I know, make sure I know which way is still up, in case something happens.
As Rura flares open her wings and begins to descend, it's as if you all see her being swallowed by the darkness. For Rura, however, it's so quiet. The only thing that seems to change is the slowly rising cliff and the stairs. Watch them zigzag down, left, right, left, and then suddenly they just stop, and you can see where they've crumbled down, and there's the ruins of a pillar that used to support them. And with the
Ruiz-
stairs... Go on.
Rua's just looking at all this with unease, and she's keeping her hand like right on the wall as she flies down to make sure that she's like one still in the kind of the same spot, and also so that she knows which way's up, which way's down still.
Slowly you descend, more and more. The only thing showing you're still falling being the cliff slowly rising, almost as if you're watching it rise in front of you. A sharp draft of cold air blows against you, and you begin to fall more rapidly. Still controllably, but you're falling at a much rapid pace.
She gets a shiver down her back.
You see the stairs with a lot of rubble at the top, where it's likely that the top stair crushed into the bottom bit of the stair begins to start again. And you see, slowly but surely, a white ground below.
Okay,
There
so
are
it's not
black-
bottomless.
There are black wisps slowly sailing and floating around near the bones.
Wisps? Is that what you said?
Black wisps.
Okay.
Do you continue to go down and land?
I'll stay slightly off the ground, but yeah, I get a little closer to the ground just to test the water, so to speak.
Roll me stealth. You flap your wings, and you hear the sound echo out through the chamber. A few of the closer wisps slowly begin to turn and slowly move towards you.
Okay. I don't know if this is gonna help me, but would this help me out?
You're in the air though.
Yeah, that's right. I think I am in the air. Okay, so yeah, nah. I'm just gonna be big old nope, and I'm gonna fly back up.
Alright. Alex, Grisura, and Allah. You're waiting at the edge. You hear nothing. Nothing but your own breathing, as if this darkness swallowed all sound. 5 minutes pass. And then 10. 30. 40.
Wow.
And finally, around 50 minutes in, you hear the sounds of flapping, and Ruru returns.
What did you see?
Her immediately flies over the air, and then she quickly scrambles on the ground like,
Bruh, are you okay?
She kind of rubs her arm. She goes, yeah, that fit is a lot more deeper than expected.
Yeah, you were gone for quite a while.
I honestly couldn't tell. I just kept going and going, and the good news is it's not bottomless. There is a bottom.
Well, that's good news. But Considering your reaction, what did you see down there?
She makes a troubled face and she sighs. She goes, "There were bones and wisps down there. Shadow
So-
wisps." As I tried to see if maybe they would, I don't know if I could see anything else, so I tried to land, and they immediately saw me, and I just flew back up.
Wisps, so like souls?
I guess they just started coming after me, and I'm not really good with ghosts and stuff like that, so I just flew up.
Alright, it's okay. It's okay. We're here.
She just, there is a staircase. I saw it, but you can't go down it though. Not without flying. The staircase part of it is destroyed.
Okay. Seems like that's as far as we're gonna go for now. But considering what we were able to find out, maybe it's better we don't go down there.
Most of us can't. Took her 50 minutes to get down there and back, so odds are a fly spell won't reach me down there all the way. I can't take the Zora with me.
Can you just roll me a perception check?
Uh-oh. Did they follow me?
Alright. As there's a brief pause in the silence, hear a voice echo out from below. Very faint, barely audible. An echo. Someone is down there.
Is it a groan or is it like a normal voice?
It sounded like a normal voice. It's like, sorry, I'm trying to.
Oh, excuse me.
There should be enough, I think.
Alar glares as she looks over the pit.
Rura notices a large glare and immediately, like, Josh goes, "Oh, did they follow me?"
Unlikely. I hear a voice down there.
Wait,
Eh?
as in, there's... Alex looks over the edge. There's someone down there?
But I don't think I saw anyone.
How
Besides
fast were you
those-
going down, Rura?
I was going slow enough to make sure I didn't hit the ground too hard. But how long was I gone?
50 minutes. If you were flying slow, it's safe to assume a fly spell could reach down there.
You want to go down there?
I am.
But. Mm. But I don't know. Those are bad spirits or something, whatever you want to call them down there, though. And I didn't see anybody.
Bad idea. Very bad idea.
What if it's a trap?
Hear the voice briefly again. Act as something.
I think
Alar
we're a
shakes
little
her-
out of... Sorry, go.
Alar shakes her head. I can find them.
Just... We'll push it a little further. But you get out of there as soon as you can.
I'm going with her. Rura says really, really quickly with a scared face.
Okay. I want to come with, but I shouldn't leave Rizura alone.
And Rura gives him she goes, "Also, you're not quite used to flying yet. No offense, Alex."
Yeah, not yet. I don't exactly trust myself to catch my fall.
Yeah, Rura nods and then she looks over to Lara like, I don't want to go back down there, but I'm not letting you go by yourself. And I'm the only other one who can fly. So, yeah. Are you sure you want to go down there?
I am.
Okay.
Alright, well. Hold on. No, not going alone. I mean being alone. Like,
Sorry, you cast fly on yourself alone?
Alara will pull out her flute and she'll play the tune for her fly.
Alright. Do you and Rura descend then?
Immediately, so she's gonna dash down there.
Rura's gonna whine and follow.
The darkness swallows them, and they begin to descend. You watch as the mountain seems to rise at a rapid pace in front of you. Though that's just an optical illusion because you're descending at such a rapid pace. You feel a sudden cold downdraft familiar to Rura, and it pulls you on as if pulling you deeper.
Not again.
And then you see nearly too late to pull up in time, to stop in time. You see the floor. Do you stop or do you continue to fly downward? You are about 100 feet above it. Well, no, you're about 60 feet, the extent of your vision.
That's where I see the ground.
Yeah, it's at the extent of your vision or whatever light you're shedding.
Okay, well, it's 80 feet from me. So, Alara would stop as soon as she spots the white ground.
Same with me. Mine, I believe, is 60, so yeah, I'd be about 60 in the air.
The area below is a lot smaller than the dome above. The walls are close enough, but the area is still fairly large. The floor made up of so many layers of bone you cannot even see the ground beneath them. In fact, a part of the staircase seems to be partially buried into it.
Rura is like looking around to see if she can. Can we even see the black things she saw before?
If they're in your vision, yes. As in, yes, if you can see the ground, you can see them.
Okay.
In fact, you're
fair.
able to see that quite a few are hovering around 30 feet in the air around a specific location that was exactly where you descended earlier.
Rura immediately tenses up as she's flying and she goes, oh, they're there again. I think that was where I was standing when I touched the floor.
You didn't touch the floor, you hovered
Or
mid-air.
where I was close by on the floor. I think they
down.
could sense me?
Calm down, Rura. They're probably trying to find where you are, but they can't go past this point.
She just... and then she looks up to Alara, nervous. She goes, but why were they looking for me then?
Well, Deviants have lost dead. They can have an effect on a person. As far as I know. Regardless, try to be quiet for just a moment. I'm going to try and pinpoint that voice.
She just nods and looks downward carefully, watching the wisps around to make sure they don't get any higher.
The wisps, as you watch, slowly dissipate away and they begin to slowly float around. And most of them seem to descend and fade into the bones beneath. though a few do occasionally poke up and slither and float around and then descend back in. Allah. Alex, we can hear you typing. Allah.
Alright.
You hear the voice again, much louder and clearer. It's coming from the very far back of the area. They seem to be looking at something. Do you know what it is? Could it be they came back? Are they coming to get us? Get us out of here? What do you guys do?
Do I hear that?
How
No,
much time has
Allah.
passed since I cast Fly?
Roughly, 15 minutes?
Well, Fly only lasts 10. That's why I was guesstimating that Rue was going slow.
Okay,
So, I'm gonna
yeah, your flying is literally about to run out.
Alright, she's gonna float to the stairs. Whatever remains of them, trying to stay above ground. And with that guesstimation, I safely assume this is way past 500 feet. Okay.
Well, River looks over to Lark concerned and flies nearby where she's at. She goes, "Are you alright?"
I'm fine.
Alright, I'm gonna need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Me?
Yes.
Okay.
Alright. As you step down onto the stairs, you actually fall right through them. Though you manage to catch yourself and dance between the different bits of rubble as the stairs collapse beneath you, and you jump off and land on the bone. You manage to avoid taking damage, but the stairs made a very loud noise. Everyone, Alex and Grisura, you hear the echo of a shuddering, crumbling crash. Now, Allah, you notice that all the black wisps slowly rise out of the bones and begin to swarm right towards the stairs. What do you do?
Alara would instinctively cast greater invisibility.
So, is greater invisibility, does greater invisibility have a somatic component?
It has voice and somatic.
Alright, so the wisps that were hurtling towards the stairs immediately stop and then turn and immediately start charging towards you.
Okay. So,
Okay, I have an idea. Can I try something?
Go
wait
for
a
it.
minute.
I'm going to kind of freak out for a second and make a guess. Can I grab like a piece of rock or something and throw it like to the other side to make a noise against the wall?
Alright. As you do so, most of the wisps immediately pause and then begin to float towards the sound. A few wisps still hover around Allah. Their heads sort of tilting left and right. They're listening.
See, Rura, I knew it. Out of character, I knew it, and Rura was just like trying so hard not to whine or anything, and she grabs another rock and ready to throw it just in case. And inside she's thinking, I can't believe that worked.
So they can't see normally.
What do you do, Allah?
I'm going to take a risk here. Okay, so if they can see from they can't see from magical means, but they're seeing from hearing, from what I understand.
I can't tell you
So,
that.
I know. Since you said somatic, and that's voice, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So for a spell that requires a VSM, that requires all of them, right?
Verbal? Wait, I said somatic. I meant verbal.
Oh. Well,
I thought somatic was voice, but no, it's verbal.
Okay,
Somatic is
somatic.
movements. Yeah.
okay. Well, great invisibility requires somatic and verbal, I guess. I'm not too sure, but I guess it does.
Let me quickly look it up real quick.
I don't know if it's just one or the other or both. If it's both, then this would be different.
It's both.
Okay.
Well, it
Yeah,
should be
verbal
both.
and somatic. So yeah, you did say something to speak it.
Okay.
All right, but yeah, I meant verbal. I said somatic. I'm sorry. Anyway, continue.
I'm on the floor right now.
You are.
Okay. Rura, since you figure it out, do you know the silence spell?
No.
You cannot ask her that, because that would mean talking. Are you asking her that in character?
No, I just know she figured out what this is. I
Yeah,
didn't
and I'm
yet.
asking you, what are you doing? Rura's already
Okay.
done what she's doing.
Well, naturally, at this point, I'm assuming it's gonna be match. If we're gonna do it like that way, I'm assuming it's magical means, and so I'm gonna cast non-detection on myself.
Alright, can you click the spell for me?
Yeah.
Alright.
Verbal somatic material.
The heads that had been looking around for you immediately focus on you. And
Okay.
I am going to have to... Now, here's the thing. You got two options. I can either roll initiative or you can take the attacks.
How many are there?
How many can you see?
How many can I see?
You've got the visual right there. You're on the map.
Okay.
It's up to you.
I'll just take the attacks.
Okay. So that's a miss. 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 And wait, your AC is different because you're wearing armor. Different armor.
Yeah.
17.
It's 17. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's still a miss. And okay. You take 5 necrotic damage, and your strength score is reduced by 3.
Okay.
So, Rura and Alar, you both see the ghosts travel right through you, like they are passed all right through you, and Alar, you feel your body begin to chill to the bone. You shudder violently, and you feel weaker. The ghosts then turn and begin to look around rapidly, looking for you.
Ruru looks really scared, but manages to stay quiet for the moment, and then looks to Alar, concerned, and also like silently asking her if she's okay.
Alex,
Well,
I'll let you two think for a moment on what you want to do next. Alex and Grisura, what are you two doing?
Alex is just really concerned that he's heard that crumbling. And he's just, damn it! I shouldn't have sent them down there. Fuck.
Is that all you're doing?
Not much else I can do. I can't contact them. I can't mentally connect with them. There's nothing I can do. I can just wait. That's all I can do.
Alright. Allah and Rura, what do you do?
Can I try to see where we heard? Well, I don't even know if I heard those voices. Alar's the one that heard them.
Roll perception.
All right.
What did you want, Alar?
For this spell, would you say that I can have some sentence and the other one's not?
Let me quickly read it. Yeah, you can totally make it say something.
While moving on my own?
You can use your action. Yeah, you can move and move it.
Okay. Well,
You can use your
I'm gonna
action to move your illusory double up to twice your speed and make a gesture, speak, and behave in whatever way you choose. Ruru, you do not.
Dang. Okay.
Also, she's invisible now.
Alar?
So you can't see her.
Right.
Ruru looks a little upset at this, but then she knows to stay quiet and not try to give Alar away.
I will cast Mislead.
Alright.
And then
That ends your concentration on greater invisibility, I believe.
it does.
Alright, you are now visible and you have an illusory double.
I'm still invisible though.
No, because isn't greater invisibility constant.
Yeah, no, but Mislead also makes me invisible.
Okay. Alright. You're still invisible then.
Okay. Alar will have the illusory double scream out, shouting, "Where are you guys? Anyone down here?" As the invisible half would start moving slowly.
So, where do they move exactly? Like, do you move them as far away from you as possible?
Yes. Well, not as far as way. I'll move me like right. Okay. For example, this is Alar's illusory double right here. Alar would be okay. I got it. Alar would be like right here. That way, the greater sound muffles her hooves. Okay.
I just needed to indicate which one was which.
Yeah.
You can roll perception, Krizura. Alright. So, Rura, you do see another Alar, and that Alar shouts out, and you see the ghost immediately swarm that Alar and pass right through it harmlessly.
Yeah, Ruru was like, but then quickly covers her mouth when she sees they go right through the illusion, and she gets the idea.
Well, they were going right through Alar earlier, but then again, she was invisible for that.
Yeah, but this Alar doesn't look like it looks like they're hurting.
Anyway, Alar.
Yeah.
Real quick, Krizura, you need to roll perception if you want to try and hear it. So, Alar, there's a moment of silence, and then you hear a voice call out, "We're back here."
Can I guesstimate how far that is?
Maybe 100 feet.
I'm going to dimension door to that 100 feet.
You can only dimension door to a place you can see, isn't it? Or is that, no, I think that's a different spell, isn't it?
You can dimension door to a place you can visualize in your mind.
So you
Which,
have to have
100
seen
feet
it.
in this direction is one of those things.
Alright. So, you bamf out, but your double can't follow you. Is that okay?
Oh,
And you also can't command it while you're casting Dimension Door.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, so what I'm going to do instead, I'm going to edge Alar closer, but I'm also going to pace it so that her double follows. And the double is going to shout out, "How safe is the area over there?"
Grizura, you can hear echoes, but you just can't make out what they're saying. One of them does sound like Alar, though. You can't. It sounds like you really can't make out any words. So Allah, as you're heading through, the milky shadows continue to attack your double, becoming more and more agitated as more and more of them appear, almost a swarm around your double by this point. You hear the voice call
Rewinds.
out. We're pretty safe. We're in the mines. They don't come in here.
Okay. As I'm stepping forward, how can I barely see the mines at this point with my 80 feet?
You can see a locked and latched door with a small window that seems to be closed, and you know, it's one of those doors that you always see in the movies for the secret places, you know, that slide open and closed. The hatch.
Can I get a a hatch?
Like,
Okay.
let me draw you a visual, because I can't.
Yeah.
Square door. Little hatch. I'll make
Okay.
it yellow so you can see it better.
Okay.
So basically like a peephole.
Yeah, that's what it's called, a peephole. The peephole is directed inward, so you can see in, but they can't see out.
I can still see Alara, right? I can still see her.
You can see the duplicate, but well, it's kind of like a black mass now.
Right.
Because of
Well,
so many shadows swarming it.
okay, well, I get a little concerned, so I'm going to throw a rock a little bit away from the double, so that way I can at least see something and maybe help Alara kind of get them away. So I'm going to throw a rock in the opposite direction of Alara to make a sound.
It briefly distracts a couple of them, but Allah's shouting quickly draws them back.
One thing I'd like to mention real quick is that she is invisible holding a light source.
Oh. I better stay with that. Unless it doesn't matter.
I think it's sound, really, that's, like, getting them.
Yeah, sound. It seems like they're attracted to sound. Like, visual aids just doesn't really seem to affect them.
Mm-mm.
Allah's
So,
double
lights-
isn't invisible, though. Not that that matters. Allah's double isn't invisible, Dennis. So we would be able to see it.
I can't see the real Alara, but I know that the Alara is there, and she seems okay, so to speak, but I'm still watching nervously.
Alara's gonna keep inching forward, doing the same tactic, see if it still works.
More and more shadows appear. They're starting to brush you with the edges of their tails? The edges of their tails, as it becomes to be so big they're taking up like a solid 20-foot radius.
Don't like this. It's getting harder to see. We're kind of speaks to herself, and she is getting more anxious. Her anxiety is through the roof.
Do I see a key on the ground somewhere? Because you said it was a locked door, and I was able to see that.
It's hatched. You know, it's got the lock on the inside that swings over the door.
Oh, okay, I got it now. I understand. Okay. Alara would leave the double behind a little bit farther distance as she starts getting wary of the amount. She figures she's doing a good distraction with what her double is doing, and then she's going to try and get to that door.
Alright, I will need you to roll stealth.
Okay. $22.
You successfully make it to the door.
Alara's double shouts out, "Is it locked?"
We can't open it on this side. I think it is. Like, they can't open the door from their side. It's like you're on the inside of the house and they're on the outside.
Okay.
It's the
I
door's
can
been
look.
reversed.
I see the window, don't I?
You do?
Can I look in? I'm gonna look inside the window real quick.
Alright. You see a centaur.
Ooh.
Wow. Golly. Ain't you a sight for sore eyes? Another person. Hey, Nami! We got another person! We're gonna be saved! Kagura, would you like to introduce your character?
Ooh. Yay, more characters!
Really quick, the art is just a placeholder. Kagura?
I was muted. I had my mic turned off. You hear from the darkness in the back of the room. You hear footsteps slowly approaching, and eventually you see a cloaked figure stepping out, and you quickly make out that it's out from under the cloak. It's a pale, purple-haired girl with bandages over her left eye. She looks up at it's Alar that's it's Alar that's looking into the room, right?
Alar's invisible looking into the room.
But we can see the black swarm that's slowly enveloping the double.
Yeah.
She just looks up at the other person in the room and says, "I don't see anyone. Where are they?"
You seen the big black pile of the ghosts that suck your life force out? She's come to save us. I'm sure she'll beat the beasties and we can go home. They're probably heroes.
Can one of you fly?
No, I can't. They broke my wings when I.
How heavy is? Well, he's a centaur. That's not gonna be good.
You could ask him.
How heavy are you?
Well, I'm I'm 65 pounds, that is.
Yeah.
He's actually very light.
Okay. I thought that was the zero be after.
You're
600.
Remind you at 500. Reminder.
Yeah. She looks actually rather confused at that, but 65. Trying to think how I can get him out of here.
I'm just trying to figure out what's going on. I'm still watching a live.
You can see the door open and the people talking, Rura. They're in your vision.
Okay. So she looks kind of surprised, like, oh, there were people down here.
Because Alar is shedding light, remember?
Right, okay.
Even if she's invisible.
So, okay, I can't do it. I'm just like, oh, there are people down here. And then I'm trying to think also how to get them out of here.
The double shouts out, Rura, get to the door.
Ooh, okay. I'm a little weary. I don't say it out loud. I'm just like saying in my head, okay, and then I just do as a double set and I fly a little more closer to the door.
Do you fly over or do you land there?
I'm gonna fly. I'm still going to be kind of in the air, but I'm going to be able to at least see more inside.
Alright, that'll be a stealth check then.
I've been doing okay.
I'm going to give her
now.
inspiration. Okay.
Good.
I'll still give her
It's
inspiration.
one of my strong points. I'm just like, please, rolls, don't fail me now.
You managed to avoid their attention with the shouting Allah double. Though,
Yeah, I'm
by
actually
this
being
point,
quiet for once.
the circle of black shapes has become 25 feet wide.
Ooh.
Now,
This isn't good.
Rura, you see a hooded figure with wrapped in bandages and looking to be in a very bad state. And you also see a winged centaur. with
She
gray
blinks kind of
skin.
She blinks kind of surprised seeing actually a centaur with wings. She's never seen that before. And she shakes her head and then she glances back at things and she whispers in, "Are you guys okay?"
Oh my god, an Aarakocra! How is our hometown? Are they alright? Are we still a monarchy or have we become a parliament yet? Oh right.
Alar
coincidence.
shouts out. Alar shouts out. This is not the time.
Oh, right. I'm sorry.
Yeah, sorry, we have to get you out of here. These things are getting worse. Hopefully we can.
Invisilar unlocks the hatchet and tries to run in.
You unlock the hatchet and you step in. I'm assuming they let you in. I mean, I can't speak for Nami. Do you step in, Rura? You will have to land though.
Ugh. Yes, I step in quickly.
Okay, you're inside. What do you do now?
Oh, how are we gonna get out of here? She kind of whines and then she looks over to the other two like, how long have you two been down here?
Well, it's not exactly easy to keep track of days when there is no natural light. He thinks for a moment and then he says, if you can give me some food and water and, I know that would work. No. He winces a bit and he slowly begins to stretch out a shaking wing and he says, it really hurts a lot, but if one of you knows a healing spell or anything, then...
Rura immediately winces, saying the damage to his wing, immediately goes over and touches it and casts Cure Wounds. Oh, this is terrible.
Alright, what level do you cast it at?
Eek. Did I cast it now?
Yeah.
I keep forgetting that I can use spells. So you say 3rd level. 'Cause I'm a ranger, that's why. I don't usually need any more spells on this one anymore. Hang on, let me get it out. Did I just roll it?
Yep.
Yeek. Yeek.
Okay. Rura, you watch as the clearly broken wing that he's barely able to lift slowly straightens out, and you hear a relieved sigh as he goes, Thank you so much. He stretches the wings out wide, and then he folds them up, and he gives you a hug, and he says, "What's your name?" I'm Adrasil.
Rura kind of tenses up with the hug, and she just goes, Rura.
You've saved my life. I want you to know that, and I want you to know that I love you.
Huh?
He blinks a bit and then he says, like a friend, you saved my life. I like you. You both
Lord.
saved my life. No, never mind. He just hides his face.
Adrasil.
Go on, Kagra.
Adrasil. We must... save it. We must leave. They grow restless.
River just kind of looks at a loss, and then she shakes her head, and her cheeks a little bit red, and she goes, "Yeah, we really should get out of here." And she takes out her water skin and some rashes and hands them to him, offering them to them. She goes, "You guys haven't probably eaten in a while, right? You can take some of these real quick."
Oh my god, I love you. He takes them and he immediately starts drowning it and eating it, and then he hands it to Nami, offers it to Nami and says, "You gotta be hungry too. I mean, I've been doing what I can, but..."
Rua just blinks, and then she looks to Alar, completely lost. Oh, what's going on?
I'm sorry. I don't mean to be so embarrassing. It's just, I haven't seen someone in... well, I'm guessing it's been months. It's been like, I don't know, 100 sleeps. Maybe more. Heck, it could have even been years.
Well,
Oh dear.
Alara will look around the room real quick.
It seems to be the simple opening to a mine. There's a couple of pickaxes, a few boxes, like a pile of, like, what was probably once a sleeping bag.
Let's get out of here.
Yes, please. I
Right,
don't like this place anymore.
Right, tally-ho! And he picks
Oh,
up
dear.
Nami, and then he flares his wings and takes off into the air with a look of pure joy at being able to fly again.
Alara will
okay,
cast
then.
fly and try her best to keep up with them.
Same. River is frantically flying upward. Like, get out of here, get out of here, get out of here, get out of here, get out of here.
As you leave, they gather around... Well, as you leave, the oily shadows continue to gather around the double, but eventually they dissipate and begin to sink back into the bones. Now, Allah, Rura, as you're flying, Adrasil looks to you and then says, "Oh, you're not familiar with cave flying, are you? Listen, what you need to do is you need to really keep your wings closed so you can get more lift." And he basically helps you to get past the cold thermals that gave you a bit of difficulty on the way up.
Rura at first looks a little offended because he's questioning her flying capabilities. But then she looks kind of curious at his advice and takes it, and then she realizes, oh, this is helpful, and she just gives a smile and thanks.
He smiles back and then he says, "You're welcome. I mean, us birds have got a... I mean, I guess I'm not really a bird anymore. But, you know, never mind." And he just sort of turns around and awkwardly begins to flap up.
Best safer thanks for until we're back at top. If we fall, we can still fall, and the splish can still claim us.
I'm the shipper, Grisera.
Oh, don't worry. I've not dropped anyone since I was a hatchling. Oh, well, I guess I don't really hatch anymore.
Yeah,
Anyway.
real quick, Rura glances back sadly to like the dark wisp before, and then just immediately looks back up and keeps flying upward.
So basically what he was telling you was basically how to really... Yeah, you know what I mean.
Yep.
Anyway, Alex and Grisura, it's been quite a while, and it's been really silent for some time after you heard the crashing. But finally you hear the sounds of flapping, followed by more sounds of flapping. And the first creature you see is not Ala or Rura, but a flying centaur carrying a purple-haired woman in a cloak. And he looks to you all and then he goes, "Oh my god! It's a human and a half-orc! I am such big fans of your kind. I mean, there's just the whole history, and then there's the short lives, and oh, right, I gotta put you down." And then he puts down Nami and Lance, and then he goes, "But yeah, I just love the history of your people."
Alex is giving him the... Sorry, go.
He is exaggerating his gratitude.
Alex just gives them a weird look, and he's like, "Where are my friends?"
He
They-
Adrisil points, and you see them You see them coming out of the darkness a moment later.
Alice gives a massive sign. He's like, "Oh, thank God."
Thank you so much for saving us. I was starting to think I'd die down there.
Rue lands and then she just collapses to the ground and it goes.
Oh God,
You
girls, I'm so sorry, guy.
You exaggerate again, Adrisil. We have been there we've been there long enough to know that we cannot die.
Oh, thank
Wait,
goodness.
what? We can't die, and you're telling me this now? His just wings are flared out, and he goes, He starts to panic in a very, like, his wings are flapping a bit while folded as he goes, well, what do we do? I mean, dying is part of life, you know? I mean, we're supposed to die, so,
Rura yells, shut up. Or Grazura yells, shut up.
Remember Adrisil?
As he says that, the centaur gives a squeak and then shuts right up. Also, not Kagura. I should mention this, but Adrisil has been making food and water. So,
Huh?
Adrisil has created food and water. So that's how you've been able to survive for so long. I'm not saying that's how he's been able to survive.
I shouldn't bring it up in session, Ocean. So let's move on.
All right, well,
Regardless, he shuts right up.
Grizzer's like, let's, we'll talk after we get out of here, because as far as I can tell, we've gone as far as we can. We've rescued people. You know what? Job well done. Let's get going.
Yeah, River shakes her head, and then she goes, no one can ever go down there, ever.
Duly noted. You can tell me all about it when we get home.
I mean, I thought we were goners. What with them throwing us right off the edge.
Again,
Someone
we'll talk.
threw you?
Again, we can talk about it later. Cruiser, again, we've talked about this.
I'm just setting things up. Feel free to talk. You're still journeying back.
All right. So, introductions are in order, I suppose. I'm Alexander Goldgale. He points to Grazura. This is Grazura. And well, you two have met Allah and Rura.
Alar gives like a weak wave.
Nami slowly turns her head towards Alex. Alex Goldgale.
Yeah.
Goldgale. I know of that name.
You do?
Yes. I have heard it once. Before or the doctor.
From who?
Mom and Dad.
Your mom and dad? They know my family?
They knew of them.
That's strange. We'll go over everything once we've all settled in and given you guys a bit of food.
Yeah. River just sighs and then she looks over Alar. She goes, are you okay, Alar? Took a hit from some of those things.
I'll make it. I gotta keep going, you know.
She just sighs again.
Go on.
She just looks to the sides and then hangs her head down while like rubbing her arm. She goes, ugh, I don't like spirits.
Yeah, I don't really like them either. Let alone the fact that, yeah, there was a whole lot of bones. I mean, that was enough to give me nightmares for quite a few sleeps. I mean, I still have them, honestly. Ugh.
Bones?
Oh yeah, and he pulls out and he runs around the room, runs into your study, comes back out with a blank piece of paper, places it down, and then briefly scribbles a basic drawing of what was down there.
So, basically an entire, what could be called an ocean of corpses.
Oh yeah, I believe it's where they used to dispose of the dead back when they used to live in that area. But I wasn't there for that, so I don't know. I could be wrong. I just, I learn a little bit.
Yeah, okay. Well, Reserve's getting drunk, and fair enough.
River looks over to Alex. She goes, "Don't ever send somebody down unless they can fly." Alara almost fell and hurt herself off the stairs. The stairs are completely unwalkable. They were destroyed. It's best to have someone who can fly, for sure.
Seriously, I cannot thank you guys enough for saving my life. I thought I would be down there forever, and that my mind and my abilities to make things would never be of use to anyone again. And I'd never find true love. I'd never settle down, though. I mean, I'm probably
Get yourself. Thank you. You're welcome. But let's just get back, please. No
Alright,
offense.
sorry.
No, not an issue. That's what we do.
Yeah, you don't need to thank us that much. We were glad to help. You made it less scary.
All right. And I imagine we're eventually back in the demiplane.
Yes, you eventually make your way back to the demiplane with the two sort of following you. I mean, they don't exactly have anywhere else to go, so they follow.
All right. Well, as it currently stands, until we find you a permanent residence or such time, you can live here a bit.
Oh my! You're giving me a place to stay too? Oh my god! Thank you so much. I could. He starts to cry.
Okay, calm down, man. It's fine.
I'm sorry. It's just I'm so happy.
Rura kind of looks at him and she tilts her head, giving him a sympathetic look. She can kind of relate to that, to being able to have an actual place to stay, being a slave back then. So she just gives a soft smile. She goes over to Alex and she pats his shoulder like, just let it out.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. I mean, we don't know how long we should contact Fiona ASAP. Good idea, Bruiser. I'll write up a report and get to her later. But as for now, let's make sure our new friends have settled in a little.
Yeah, River nods and then she just, I gotta cook something. This was too stressful. I gotta let some of my anxiety out. I'll be in the kitchen.
Can I cook with you? I haven't cooked in. I mean, I've made food, but you can't really cook without a fire. And he sort of follows after, hopefully, like a lost.
If you, River just gives him a smile. She goes, "Sure, I don't mind the help. Just please don't break anything. I'm breaking up things as it is. We don't need two clumsy birds in the kitchen." And she just kind of gives an awkward smile because she's trying to make a joke.
I promise to only break one thing. He grins back.
Alar gives a soft smile as she watches the two. Well, I guess it was worth the rescue.
I suppose so, though. You girls were so long. I think I nearly had an anxiety attack.
Well, where are you gonna miss me?
I wouldn't have forgiven myself if you two ended up dying or something because of me.
Just remember, that wasn't your action, your call to make. I decided to do that.
Sure, I guess. Anyway, he looks to Nami. He says, "Okay, so Nami, was it?"
Yes. Although, and I too offer my appreciation for your rescue. Although you have to forgive me, I do not share Adrasel's enthusiasm.
I noticed you seem to be very reserved. Not that it's a
You
bad thing, just something I noticed.
you make a sound observation.
Well, regardless, so I'll admit what you said has intrigued me. You say that you've heard of my family before. You said the doctor. I mean,
Yes.
of course, those are two separate lines of questioning, but first off, let's get to the more important one. Who's this doctor?
He is the one who killed Mom and Dad. He is the one who hurt me and Adrasil. He is the one who did this. She points to her bandit or her left eye, which is covered in the left eye covered in bandages.
Well, sounds like a real piece of work, isn't he?
He is a monster.
Go figure. Is he also the one who dumped you and Adrasil down there?
For that, I will need to speak here because I haven't told Nami about how they got down there. Basically, you were deemed failures and were sent here to be disposed of as a favor after the hard work Dr. Morals did for the Syndicate. And you were just tossed down there and they expected you to die, but because Adrasil can fly, you managed to survive, but the landing broke his wing, so you couldn't get back up.
He called us failures.
And
They thought too.
one last thing, the reason the door locked you in there is because you closed it in a hurry to get away from the shadows, and it locked behind you. And that's okay. You can continue now.
I remember I remember someone calling us failures. I remember her being brought to a dark place. I remember hearing things like, "We must dispose of them, dispose of the failures." And then I remember falling. And I remember Adrasil catching me, saving us. He was he was injured. And then he took me into the mine and closed the door. Only it locked behind us. We have been trapped there ever since.
Which explains the current predicament. But Alex leans back and thinks that there was something written up by the Syndicate in a package delivery, I believe. Seems like the Syndicate had ties to this doctor of yours. Does the name does Syndicate sound familiar?
Syndicate. I do know that word. I believe the doctor has said it several times. I believe I have also seen him having dealings with one called Julie.
Well, I'm sure the good doctor would like to know that Julie is no concern and the Syndicate has changed. It is under new management. Management that he perhaps will not have any dealings with ever again.
Just a reminder that, just for Alex, but, the note mentioned that they were brought down there over 10 years ago. Just a reminder.
Wait a second. Okay, sorry, I completely forgot that. It's like, wait a second. Hang on. Sorry about that. Wait a second. That note.
Bless you.
You said you don't remember how long it's been, right?
Bless you.
It would be more accurate to say we simply could not know how long. We did not know the passage of time or the passing of days. All we know is that it was a very long time.
Well, I'm gonna have to tell Adrusilla, but well, you appear braced for this, but I'm just warning you. I know how long you two were down there. Just be prepared. It might not sound pretty.
Nothing about our ordeal was pretty.
True, but okay. You were down there since you were put down there. 10 years had passed.
10 years. So it really has been a long time. She examines her body. She looks down and examines her body for a moment and looks up with her right eye closed and simply says, "It is as I suspected. The doctor's experiments have stopped me from aging."
Well, I suppose that's both a blessing and a curse. And you have not technically lost 10 years of your life yet. You still have.
Nothing about this is a blessing.
I apologize.
This is an abomination forced on us by the doctor.
Right.
He must die.
As just real quick, Nami, you didn't know Adrusilla until you guys were brought down and tossed in there. You weren't part of the same group.
Fair enough.
You were experimented on, yes, but you weren't done the same experiments.
Well, then you can just belay any implication of Nami and Adrusilla having known each other.
All right. Well, anyway. Right, I'm sorry. It's just even I'm trying to get a grasp of this situation. Well then. It's clearly we have a lot to discuss, but for now, you just take it easy, okay? You're in a much safer place, a much friendlier place, and you're going to get a lot better food now.
Better food is no concern of mine. I do not eat. Even then, it has no taste to me.
Well, if you don't eat, how do you survive?
I don't know. I simply survive. It's as if I cannot die.
Well, Alex is going to, he, says for a minute, Nami, do you mind if I just quickly take a look at you?
You may, but do not touch the bandages.
Fair enough. Alright, first up, Alex is going to throw out a detect magic on Nami.
Yeah, she's clearly magical.
Any particular kind of magic?
Let me think.
Dennis pauses his inscriptions for his spells. And he's like, if you're doing that, should I just get out my pearl and do an identify on her?
You...
a little bit of transmutation and a little bit of necromancy.
Transmutation and necromancy.
Dennis grabs his pearl, and he says, "Are you okay if I cast Identify on you?"
If you must.
He originally casts Identify. Rest in peace, GM. I'm sorry, but this is what my character would do.
It's not a spell. There are no spells affecting the item, and the item was not created with a spell, and there are no spells currently affecting it.
She just emanates transmutation and necromancy.
Apparently, no
Well.
spells are affecting her at the moment. So,
Are you satisfied with your examination?
Dennis says yes.
Dennis may, but could you produce your arm for a moment, please?
Produce my what?
He asks Nami if she can produce her arm. Basically, reach it out.
She gives you her left arm.
And he delicately feels for it, like, the texture, the bone underneath, that sort of thing.
You feel she is absolutely cold to the touch. Like the moment your fingers lay on her, your fingers just start freezing. It's like it's like all the warmth had left her body a long time ago.
Let's see. Skin's cold to the touch. Necromancy and transmutation. Well, my assumption would be is that you're some sort of revenant. But that seems somewhat, well, unlikely, but...
Revenant? A vengeful creature?
Well, you did just say a moment ago that the doctor needed to die, right?
Yes. Which brings me to another matter. You have finished your examination? I would ask for something in exchange.
I suppose it's only fair.
I simply ask a question.
Yes?
Where can I find the doctor?
Well, I'm not entirely sure, since, well, I haven't exactly heard of this doctor until now. Or if I have, it's somewhat escaped my memory.
It was very briefly talked about, but I don't know who knows of it. But
Vierna.
Only Vierna? Okay, thank you.
Only Vierna.
Alright.
Yeah, and I believe even then, Vierna's like, it was just a memory she had.
No, it was a conversation with Lariska.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright,
She briefly mentioned it, but yeah, none of us know it. But yeah, he simply says, well, I don't exactly know where this doctor is, unfortunately, but we can definitely start looking because it seems like he may be something we need to stop.
Indeed. He must be stopped. And if you're going to find him, then I'm coming with you.
Well, we're not exactly just average individuals. You can kind of see just by looking at us. What exactly are you capable of doing?
It is no concern. She grabs one of the chairs and tears it apart with her bare hands.
Okay, wow, thank you for throwing our...
You cut out, so I didn't get any of that.
Alex says, okay, wow, thank you for destroying our...
You cut out again.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Speak
Thank you for destroying our... Thank you for destroying our furniture.
Ah, okay.
It could have been worse. I could have broken, say, all of your bones.
He ponders and I think I've seen something like this before. Nami, I do want to apologize saying that you are a revenant. That is merely my guess. I could be entirely wrong.
I take no offense. If it is to describe my hatred of the Doctor, then I welcome it.
Well, doesn't necessarily mean it describes it perfectly. I'm trying to figure out what you are in a technical sense. You seem human, but your skin is cold to the touch, and you emanate transmutation and necrotic aura, necrotic magic. So, my only guess is that you are some sort of revenant. As, again, I can be entirely wrong.
It is true. It is true. I was human once. But the Doctor took that from me. And that is what one of several reasons I seek his head.
Well, sounds like the Doctor needs to be stopped regardless if he needs. Anyway. So, you can effectively break things apart with your bare hands, which is impressive, I'm not going to lie.
My demonstration was also to imply that I could also hold heavy objects.
Oh, well, for kind of a, live little thing, you certainly have the strength to back it up.
I take no pride in that compliment. This is exactly what the Doctor wanted me to have.
Well, we'll just call it karmatic justice, I suppose, since it'll be his downfall.
Indeed.
Anyway, you may not be you may not feel inclined to be entirely open, but just know that you can speak to any of us if there's anything on your mind.
I will take that into consideration.
Alright, well, you can claim one. Well, there's some rooms down the hallway. Just keep in mind of the names, and you can have one of the spare ones.
I appreciate this hospitality. It was quite being in that mine for being down in the pitted mine for 10 years was quite boring and rather annoying being around Adrasil.
Hey.
I mean, that seems to be a bit rude. I mean, sure, he seems like he's a bit emotional, but it's not necessarily a bad thing.
It's very rude. You do not gain a point of inspiration for being rude.
How rude.
I'm just being silly. Continue. We do have to wrap it up very soon, so yeah.
Alright, well, like I said, Nami, just bear in mind of the nameplates on any room that doesn't have one is a spare, so you can use it. I'm sure, well, you might enjoy a bit of comfort after all that, so I hope you have a good time here.
Is there a place that carries weapons and armor nearby?
We have a training room, but we do have an ally who can provide you with weapons and armor if need be.
That will suffice. I will I'll equip myself first chance after a nap.
All right then. Well, have a good rest, Nami.
I will.
Somebody save the blushing birds there or mess with each other.
And that is where we're going to end this session.
Or should I leave the blushing birds by themselves?
Bad idea. Very bad idea.
I hope you all had a wonderful time, and I hope you enjoyed your descent into the Underdark ruins.
Am I going to keep the -3 strength, by the way?
No, that goes away when you take a rest.
Oh, thank God.
So yeah, you can add that back.
Okay.
So, with that said, have a wonderful evening, everyone. Bye-bye.
See ya.
Later.
Goodbye.
Sister